This is the Ancheer Rover. It is a fat tire hardtail e-bike with a rear hub motor, 7-speed drivetrain, twist throttle, fenders, lights, and a rack. The brakes are mechanical and the battery is removable out of the down tube. In this video, I will be testing it out in the dirt and the snow. Let's go get started. Okay, let's see how fast this thing goes. I'm going to start out using throttle only. I am in assist level 5 to make sure I get the maximum speed, and I'm off-road because the roads are salty right now. There is a slight downhill though, so it should be pretty similar to on the road. I am up to 18 miles an hour, and it feels like that's about all I'm going to get right here. Like I said, I was on a slight downhill, so I'm going the other direction now, and I'm going to see if it can reach the same speed. It actually feels like it cannot. I am going 14 miles an hour this direction, and it might slow down a little bit as the hill gets a little bit steeper. Now I'm down to 13. Now I'm going to pedal and see if I can get above that 20 mile an hour mark. I'm up to 18 already. There's 19 and 20. And now it feels like the motor is cutting off, so 20 miles an hour must be the true cutoff. Now we just want to compare what the speed on the bike says with the GPS on my phone. It actually looks very close, within a mile an hour. That is probably the closest I have seen on one of these bikes that I've tested so far. Well, I found out after that test that you can actually unlock the speed to get more speed out of it. You just hold on the brake and the throttle wide open, turn the bike on, wait 15 seconds, and that should unlock it to go 25 on throttle or 28 while pedaling. We'll see if I bump it up to assist 5. We'll need it on the kickstand now. I am up to 24.9 before it cuts off. Now it's time to see how fast it is on a track. This is an RC track, but should handle it pretty well. I'm going to start out using throttle only, and it took off a little slower than I expected. I am in assist level 5, so I should be getting max power, but it definitely seems a little bit on the slow side for what I am used to with most of these bikes. And the handling is a bit different too with the geometry and components, but I'm able to get around the track in 24 seconds, I believe it said. Now I'm going to do a lap while pedaling and see if I can go faster than just using the motor. Definitely feels like I should be. Ooh, losing a bit of traction on that front end of that corner. Not quite used to how this thing turns, so getting used to it lap by lap. I had a 20.0, so about 4 seconds faster while using the pedals versus just using the throttle. But it's a lot more of a workout. Now I'm going to do one with no assist to see how close I can get to when I had the power on. Might be able to be pretty close since I know what I'm getting. Not waiting for that power to kick on. It's all in my legs and my lungs. Well, I beat it at a 19.5, so it's a lot more work, but I'm just more used to not having power, I guess. It's Hannah's turn now. We'll see what she can do for a lap time. She's been riding around a little bit, trying to get used to it. What do you think so far?
The brakes need a little work.
Yeah, the brakes might not quite be broken in yet, and how they are set up on the handlebars does not give you much leverage, so they are weak. I think they could be better, but we are used to really nice brakes, so that is another part of it. But if it's your first time on a bike like this, you might want to make sure you know what you're working with before you get up to speed, just so you don't expect a whole lot of stopping power until you get them broken in and set up correctly. Then you might have some decent brakes, but as it is, they're pretty weak. But she was ripping with a 33-second lap time.
Oh yeah, I was ripping so well. I'm just with throttle right now.
What was your throttle only lap?
28.
Oh, so you were faster with the throttle, unlike me. But we are going to wait for some snow now because they want us to test it out with some of that white stuff for those fat tires. So we'll be back once it starts snowing. Well, we did not get the snow that we were supposed to, so I figured I would test out the rack with some RC action. All it took was a bungee cord and it made it over here, no problem. I do have another channel called PSF RC, so if you want to see more of this, you can check that out. Time to head back, and I'm glad this bike has a rack because I think they are pretty useful on bikes like this. Well, we got some snow, so I let some air out of the tires, and I'm going to head into the woods and see how it handles in the deep white stuff. I have been riding my normal fat bike out here, so there is a bit of a groove to follow, almost like it's groomed, but it's a skinny one, so sometimes it's actually harder to ride until it gets nice and wide. The tires on my other bike are much more aggressive, so they get a lot more grip, especially in these conditions. I'm sliding around a little bit. All right, I dropped the seat for the drop and the jump. Not getting much air off of that one though. Well, I don't think it is going to make it up this hill, but gotta try and see what happens. Throttle only, not getting very far. That's about all I have. So now let's try to pedal. Hopefully this will do the trick. It takes a second to kick on, but then I start going, I'm spinning a bit, but so close. Wow, that was pretty tough. See how those brakes work, using all my fingers in the snow. Get a little skid for you. I guess if you use all your fingers on the brake, they're strong enough, but I'm so used to using one that this setup just doesn't give you a lot of leverage. If the lever was moved in on the bar, then you could hold it out here and get a little more power out of them. The seat's back up, and I'm glad the seat post is long enough for me at 6 feet tall to be comfortable. Now the trail gets a little tight. This will be a good test of the power delivery and the traction of these tires. I can tell they are on the hard side, so they're not going to hook up as well as my winter specific ones, but it's a budget bike, so that is to be expected as far as I'm concerned anyway. It is actually doing a little bit better than I expected. I thought it would be almost unrideable in these conditions, but if you take it easy and slow, you can get around in the snow. And the smooth power delivery, while it's not a ton of power, it actually makes it slightly easier coming out of corners because you're not spinning, so there is some benefit to that. I have been in assist level 5 this whole time, so I did expect more power, but if I pedal hard enough, I can make everything that I've needed to do so far. I dropped the seat, so it's time to get a little bit technical with a fakie if I can, and I will, I guess. Well, that was smooth. I wasn't sure what I wanted to say, so I wasn't thinking about what I was doing. Caught some leaves under the snow, which makes it even more slippery. And these tires, like I said, aren't great in the snow. So if you're going to do a lot of snow riding, you will want to upgrade those. These are more of an all-around tread, so they can do okay in the street and okay in the snow, but not as good as a true winter tread will. Might as well try a little bit of trials. Oh, that's tough. That is definitely gonna be tough to get off to, but I survived. One more trials line here for you if I can. And there it is, not bad actually, besides that sliding out afterwards. This front tire does not love what I'm trying to do here. Well, I'm going to wrap up this session there, but that was more fun than I thought it would be. A bike like this is going to hold you back a little bit, but that is to be expected. If you want to find out more about it or pick one up for yourself, you can check out the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.